The Mercedes-Benz C-Class is one of the brand's best-selling vehicles. The C-Class was last fully redesigned in the 2015 model year for the sedan variant, but now it's the Coupe's turn, boasting improvements to style, power, safety, and technology. The C-Class now looks to become a much more compelling choice in the luxury coupe segment, which includes vehicles like the BMW 4 Series and the Audi A5. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this 2017 Mercedes-Benz C-Class Coupe. Now, there's no denying that the new C-Class Coupe here is a very sexy looking car. Now, Mercedes actually extended the wheelbase to increase the passenger room in the vehicle. They also made the vehicle a little bit wider and a little bit lower too. When you get to the rear of the vehicle, it has a much wider stance, and you can really tell that it takes influence from the larger brother, the S-Class Coupe, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Overall, really loving the look of this vehicle. Now, there's also a new Cabriolet model that you can get for the C-Class Coupe, which is coming out later this year. Here goes the key fob design for the C-Class Coupe. It's your typical Mercedes key fob, nothing too special here, but you do have your remote keyless entry, your unlock, your lock, and your panic button, and to release your trunk. One styling cue I'm not a big fan of for our particular C-Class Coupe is our 17-inch alloy wheels. However, you could certainly change them. Now, this color is known as the Brilliant Blue Metallic. Really love this color here. And you also do have smart key access on the driver's door and the front passenger door. This interior color is known as the Saddle Brown MB Tex, which is basically leatherette. But Mercedes does a really nice job of imitating real leather. And you also do have your power driver's seat controls, of course. Power thigh extension, and power recline, and a power adjustable headrest. Alright, now stepping on inside of the C-Class Coupe's interior, it really doesn't differ a whole lot from the sedan. However, I really do love the panoramic sunroof we do get here, which gives the cabin a much more open, airy feeling. And then I really do love the saddle brown interior. Certainly gives it a lot more contrast. However, I'm not really a huge fan of this ash wood that we do get here. I'm not really sure I like the color combination of the black and the saddle brown and then the wood. However, it's certainly interesting. Push button ignition is available, of course. And what you're hearing there is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, fully leather-wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, we have a 7-speed automatic. In typical Mercedes fashion, you go down for drive like this, up for reverse, and when you put the vehicle into reverse, this is going to display your rear view camera with guidance lines, and you also do have trajectory. You can also change different settings of the rear view camera, which includes the brightness. You can also change the views. You have your normal view and a wide angled view. Pretty cool. And you go push for park. And you also do have paddle shifters. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards and take a closer look at the exterior of the vehicle. All windows are fully automatic. Pop up the hood and let's go ahead and check out the engine. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. Now, with this all-new C-Class Coupe, Mercedes also wanted to focus on driving dynamics by still having a nice balance between good ride comfort and good handling. 17-inch alloy wheels. LED headlamps with LED turn signals and LED daytime running lights. Now with the C300 here, we get a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder that produces 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. with EPA estimates being a pretty respectable 23 in the city and 30 on the highway. There's also a more powerful powertrain that you can get on the C-Class Coupe with the AMG variants. Overall, this powertrain certainly provides a good amount of power with very respectable fuel economy. Competitors of the C-Class Coupe, you have the vehicles in the entry-level luxury coupe segment. This includes the likes of the BMW 4 Series, Audi A5, and the Lexus RC, as well as the Cadillac ATS Coupe. Total vehicle price for our particular C-Class Coupe is $48,570. You can also go for the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. Coming to the rear, you have LED taillights with LED turn signals. Look like they came straight off of the S-Class Coupe. And you also do have dual exhaust tips with rear reflectors. Power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. Memory seat settings for 3 people. Now the C-Class Coupe certainly has one of the best interiors in the class, and everything feels rich and premium inside of here. It's opulent, it's lavish. Lots of soft touch materials inside of here, lots of stitching too. Build quality is also excellent. The interior design of this vehicle is just immaculate. And compared to vehicles like the BMW 4 Series and the Audi A5, they feel pretty dated compared to this vehicle when it comes to their interior designs. The steering wheel design is okay in the C-Class Coupe. It's really nothing special here. The steering wheel rim feels just right, however. Coming over here to these buttons, this controls your information center right there. And then you have your steering mounted audio controls, Bluetooth phone controls, and your voice recognition. You also do have your power tilting and telescoping steering wheel from this little stock right here. Up here you will find an auto dimming rear view mirror with garage home link, panoramic sunroof with the power sliding shade. Very nice. Then you also do have your sunglass container, SOS Safety Connect, and your map lights. Dual cup holders, little storage cubby down here. Power outlet. And then right here you will find your controller for the command interface, which I'll get to in just a minute. Center console is also nice and soft touch, of course, and you'll find 2 USB charging ports down there. Center console storage is okay. The gauges in the instrument cluster are also very well laid out here, and it's pretty simplistic. On the left you have your speedometer, and on the right you have your tach. And then in the center we have your driver information center. Shows you your digital speedometer, your trip information, eco display, your fuel range, fuel consumption, then you have your radio right here. Shows you what radio station is playing, media. You can change your media source from right here too. And like I said, it's all controlled by these buttons on the steering wheel right here. You have your telephone, you can make a telephone call from here. Assistance graphics, your driver assistance settings, then your service, tire pressure monitoring, any warning messages, then other settings like your driver assistance, like the collision prevention, blind spot assist, attention assist, Then your lights, daytime running lights, you can turn those on or off. Instrument cluster, and you can reset to the factory settings. Overall, I love this little driver information center. The graphics and the rendering are okay too. Now the climate controls here have a very premium look to them, and they also are very high quality, and they look like they came on a much more expensive vehicle. These are pretty much also the same climate controls that you'll find on the S-Class too. Now you do have dual zone automatic climate control here. You have your temperatures right here. Shows you up on the command interface what temperature you're at. Then you have your different zones, of course. Shows you your different zones on here. Then your fan speeds are right there. And then your recycling mode, front window defroster, rear window defroster, easy as that. And then you have your menu for your climate controls. You can change it from the command interface if you would like. You have your air distribution. You can change the air flow, the temperature, of course, all that good stuff. All right, now let's get to the command interface. Now we've seen this head unit in this infotainment system countless times, and it's all controlled by this dial right here, and then you have some shortcut buttons that are located right here. Coming to the radio, you have all of your different radio sources, which include AM, FM radio. You also do have HD radio and satellite radio. And then you have internet radio too, pretty cool. And everything that you select will be selected by this dial right here. This is just like your main controller. And it's pretty convenient that they do have a back button right here when you want to switch between the menus. Then you have your media, where you can just go to media right here. Your different media sources do include all of the norm. You have your USB ports, Bluetooth streaming audio, your CD player. And then your auxiliary input. Coming to telephone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, of course, and then you can also access the internet too. You have the Mercedes-Benz mobile website, Mercedes-Benz apps, internet favorites. And coming to vehicle, there's many different vehicle settings that you can change here, such as the acoustic lock feedback, the belt adjustment, automatic mirror folding, automatic locking, exterior lighting, interior lighting settings, and then your dynamic select, which is basically your different driver selectable modes. There's settings that you could change for that. Then you have your fuel consumption, shows you a little bar graph. And you have operator's manual on here if you don't want to look through the book. Then you could change the time on here too. Overall, lots of settings that you could change here. Really love the command interface. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. However, once you get used to it, it's a pretty excellent system to use. There's also settings that you could change for the command interface, like the language display. And then you have your time. You could turn the display off anytime you would like to. Now, while Mercedes wanted the new C-Class Coupe to have sportier intentions, it still leans more on the comfort-oriented side, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The ride quality is very quiet inside of here, and it's pretty comfortable too, I have to say. Now, if you're looking for the best handling vehicle in the luxury coupe segment, go with the Audi A5 or the BMW 4 Series. But this vehicle feels somewhat nimble around corners. It doesn't feel numb or anything like that. But the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder certainly provides enough power for the vehicle. There's no need for more power, and it has a pretty decent grunt to it as well. The 7-speed automatic transmission also shifts pretty well with this vehicle. And even when you switch between the different drive modes, you have your eco mode, comfort mode, sport mode, and the sport plus mode. There's not a huge difference in the way this vehicle handles the corners. It's not really a canyon carver, I have to say. But If you're looking for a coupe with a very smooth ride and that's pretty comfortable on a daily basis, then the C-Class Coupe should certainly satisfy. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the car. Now, getting into the back seats of the C-Class Coupe is pretty easy. All you have to do is pull up on this lever right here and the seat will come straight forward for you. Same with the driver's side. And then you just hop right in. When it's done pushing forward, and then you just pull the seat back like that, and then the seat will come straight back, and then once it detects your knees, it'll actually push forward, which is actually pretty unique in my opinion. But back here, there's not a whole lot of legroom, and headroom is pretty tight back here. I'd say that the BMW 4 Series has a little bit more room for its rear seat occupants. But if you're looking for more room, just go with the C-Class sedan. But it's nice and soft touch back here, of course. Everything is still very high quality. You also have rear air vents, and then cup holders, as you can see. All right. Power lumbar, power passenger seat with a power thigh extension and a power adjustable headrest. Fully powered front passenger seat. And you have your glove box compartment, nice and damp. So the 2017 Mercedes-Benz C-Class Coupe is an excellent choice in the class thanks to its sleek and handsome exterior design and its beautiful interior with lots of technology available, as well as its fuel-efficient and powerful turbocharged engines. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.